Okay, good afternoon to one and all. This is Gopi Krishna, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering from Chevrolet Engineering College. Subject is compiler design. So in previous class we are discussing about the example of simple LR parsing and how to parse the input string for the given parsing table. Okay, so now another LR parsing technique is canonical LR parsing. Okay, so that is CLR parsing. So we have to construct the CLR parsing table and for the given grammar, and we have to parse the given input. Okay, so we are discussing about canonical LR parser. Okay, so here is the example. So these are the more powerful LR parsers. In simple LR parsing is one of the technique. We have to parse one given a parse table and given input string. So each one is accepted or not. So the drawback in SLR parsing is so in only one column or one row, so we have more than one action. So that is the disadvantage in SLR parsing. To overcome the that particular drawback in SLR parsing, so we can have two more LR parsing techniques. So those are canonical LR parsing and second one is the LA LR parsing. So canonical LR parsing is used is just called as a LR method, and second one LALR. So look ahead are introduced in LR of zero items. So this is the next two LR parsing technique. So now we are discussing the CLR parsing, that is canonical LR parsing technique. So in this canonical LR parsing technique, so both are same in simple LR parsing and CLR and canonical LR parsing. So the main difference in SLR and CLR is, so we have to calculate the canonical collection of LR of zero items in SLR parsing table. In CLR parsing table, we have to calculate the canonical collection of LR of one items. Okay, that is the main difference in between the SLR and CLR. Okay. Okay, so here we have to construct a canonical LR parsing CLR table for the given grammar. That grammar is S is production with capital C, and small c is production with small c, capital C or small d, and pass the input string is DD. Okay, so now we are calculating the canonical LR parsing table for the given grammar. So we are using four steps. So those steps are, first one, we have to calculate the augmented grammar, and second one is the second one, that is we have to calculate the canonical collection of LR of one items. LR of one items, that means LR of one means LR of 0 plus look ahead. Okay, so that is called LR of 1. So here LR of 1 is equals to LR of 0 items plus look ahead. So this is the main difference in simple LR parsing and canonical LR parsing. So the third step is construction of CLR parsing table, and the step 4 is pass the input string. So these are the four steps we have to calculate the CLR parsing. Okay, so this is the main difference between SLR and CLR is we are using only we are calculating the canonical collection of LR of zero items in that particular SLR parsing table, and here CLR parsing table we have to calculate the canonical collection of LR of one item. So that is the main difference in between the SLR and CLR. Okay, so these are the four steps we have to calculate. So first step is find the augmented grammar. And we have to calculate the canonical collection of LR of one item, and here construction of CLR parsing table and parse the input string. Okay, so these are the steps we have to calculate the given grammar and that grammar to parsing table and the parse the input string. Okay, so these are the four steps we have to included, we are passing the input string. Okay. So what is augmented grammar? How to find the augmented grammar? So we have to find the augmented grammar. The given grammar is add one more production with the start symbol. That start symbol is in this grammar. What is the start symbol here? Capital S. So then add the production, that is S bar S bar is equals S bar is production with S. Okay, so that is the first production. We are adding the augmented grammar. Okay, so then augmented grammar S dash is production with capital S. So we are adding this production to the augmented grammar for the given grammar. Then any doubt? Then next production, S is production with capital C, capital C. So S is production with capital C, and C is production with small c, capital C, and C is production with small d. So these are the productions in the augmented grammar. So the given grammar is this one, and we have to calculate, we have to find the augmented grammar. We have to add the one more production, that is starting symbol. So S dash is production with capital yes. So we are adding this production as a augmented grammar. Okay. Then so how to calculate the look ahead? So we are first in the first step we are find the augmented grammar. In the step 2 we are having calculate the canonical collection of LR of one item. So LR of one item is equals to LR of zero item plus look ahead. So what is LR of zero item? So we are placing dot symbol at the starting of the right side. So that is LR of zero, and we are having look ahead. So how to calculate the look ahead? For example, so here is the S dash is production with dot S. So this is called one item. Okay. So initially in this production, S dash is production with dot S. Okay. So in this first production, in this first production, S dash is production with S. So we have to calculate S dash is production with dot S. It is the item. Okay. Why? Because LR of zero item. So we have to place a dot onto the starting of the production. So in this starting production, we are placing look ahead is dollar. So in any production, in any starting production or in the adding production, we are augmented grammar lo మనం ఏం చేసాము? So we are adding one more production, that is S dash is production with capital S. So in this production, so every production in this one we are adding production. The look ahead of that particular production is dollar. Okay. So we are considering this one dollar. Then after the dot, we are having a non-terminal capital S. So we are adding the productions of capital S. S is production with dot dot C, capital C, comma dollar. So how to calculate this dollar? How to calculate it? So look ahead ఎలా find out చేస్తారంటే, so we are considering S dash is production with dot S comma dollar. So after the dot we have capital S. Already we are placing the productions of capital S. Then so in this production after the dot we are having S. So then the production of capital S we are writing. Then so how to find the look ahead? So here after the dot we are having capital S, then writing the production S. Then so here there is no after S, so there is no production. Okay, there is no terminal or non-terminal. There is 581. Roll number 581. Okay, here After the dot, we have capital S, then add the production. Capital S is production with dot C, comma dollar. So this look ahead, how to find the look ahead. So we are considering this production. S bar is production with dot S, comma dollar. సో ఆఫ్టర్ ది డాట్ ఎస్ కాబట్టి ఎస్ ప్రొడక్షన్ రాసేసాము. తర్వాత ఏమున్నాయి? ఏం లేదు. సో ఎప్సిలాన్ ఉంటుంది. సో ఎస్ ఇంటూ ఎప్సిలాన్ కామా డాలర్. సో we have to find the first of this particular. After S, is there any terminal or non-terminal? So there is no terminal or no non-terminal. Okay, then so we are considering epsilon comma dollar. So epsilon comma dollar means comma is, so we are placing the look ahead. Okay, we are placing look ahead, then so epsilon into dollar. So it is the concatenation operation. So epsilon into dollar means dollar. Then first of dollar is dollar. So we are placing dollar here like this. Okay. Is there any doubt? We have to kind of look ahead. Anyone?
సార్ లుక్ అహెడ్ ఇంకొకసారి ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయరా?
ఒకసారి చూడండి. సో ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఆర్గ్యుమెంటెడ్ గ్రామర్ ఇలా తీసుకున్నారంటే, సో స్టార్టింగ్ ప్రొడక్షన్ ఎస్ డాష్ ఈజ్ ప్రొడక్షన్ విత్ క్యాపిటల్ ఎస్. సో అది తీసుకుంటే ఐటమ్ ఎల్ఆర్ ఆఫ్ 0 ఐటమ్స్ ఎలా రాస్తారు? డాట్ ప్లస్ చేస్తే దానిని ఐటమ్ అని చెప్తారు. సో దెన్ లుక్ అహెడ్ ఎలా ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేస్తారంటే, సో స్టార్టింగ్ ప్రొడక్షన్ ఏదైతే ఉందో దానికి బై డిఫాల్ట్ గా డాలర్ అనేది ప్లేస్ చేస్తాము. సో ఫస్ట్ థింగ్, సో ఈ ప్రొడక్షన్ కి లుక్ అహెడ్ అనేది డాలర్ ఉంటుంది బై డిఫాల్ట్ గా. సో ఎందుకంటే మనం దీన్ని ప్రొడక్షన్ ని యాడ్ చేస్తాం కాబట్టి బై డిఫాల్ట్ వీఆర్ ప్లేసింగ్ డాలర్ యాజ్ ఏ లుక్ అహెడ్ ప్రొడక్షన్ ఇన్ దిస్ వన్. ఓకే, then how to find the next look ahead? For example, after the dot we have a non-terminal capital S, then add the productions of capital S. So S is production with dot we are including LR of 0 items. So item means dot is presented. So S production with dot C, capital C, comma dollar. So this dollar, how to write this look ahead? So considering this one, so S dash is production with dot S. So after the dot we have a non-terminal capital S, then include that production here. So then after S there is no terminal or no non-terminal. Is there any terminal or non-terminal after S? No terminal or no non-terminal. Then we are considering epsilon. So ఏమీ లేదని తీసుకుంటాం. Okay, so that is dot capital S into epsilon comma dollar. Then we are taking the concatenation. So then we have to find the first of this one. So దీనికి ఫస్ట్ కనుక్కోవాలి. సో డాలర్ ఎప్సిలాన్ తీసుకుంటే ఎప్సిలాన్ ఇంటూ డాలర్ మీన్స్ దట్ ఈస్, సో వీఆర్ కన్కాటినింగ్ ఎప్సిలాన్ ఇంటూ డాలర్, దట్ బికమ్స్ డాలర్, రైట్? ఒక ఎప్సిలాన్ ని ఏదైనా ఒక టెర్మినల్ కానీ నాన్ టెర్మినల్ కానీ కన్కాటినేట్ చేస్తే ఏమొస్తుంది? ఆ టెర్మినల్ నాన్ టెర్మినల్ వస్తుంది ఎప్సిలాన్ అనేది మల్టిప్లై కన్కాటినేట్ చేస్తే. సో హియర్ ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఎప్సిలాన్ into dollar, so that becomes dollar. Then first of dollar is first of terminal ఏదైతే ఉందో అదేమవుతుంది? దట్ ఫస్ట్ అనేది అయిపోతుంది. అంటే ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ స్మాల్ ఏ తీసుకున్నారు అనుకోండి, స్మాల్ ఏ అవుతుంది. హియర్ ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ డాలర్ ఈక్వల్స్ టు డాలర్. ఓకే, సో దిస్ డాలర్ ఈజ్ ప్లేస్డ్ ఇన్ దిస్ ప్లేస్. ఓకే, సో దట్ ఈస్ ద calculation of look ahead. Then after the dot we have a non-terminal capital C. So after the dot we have non-terminal capital C, then add the productions of capital C. So what are the productions of capital C? Here two productions of capital C. Then so C is production of small c capital C. So here dot is placed. Why? Because it is an item. So here S is C is production dot C capital C. Okay, C is production of dot D. ఇక్కడ డాట్ పెట్టలేదమ్మా, మర్చిపోయాను. ఓకే, C is production dot small c capital C, and C is production of dot D. So how to find the look ahead of these two statements? So considering this one, okay, so దీనికి look ahead find out చేస్తున్నాం కాబట్టి సో దాని ముందున్న previous production ని తీసుకుంటాం. So here S is production of dot C, capital C, dollar, comma, dollar. So this production తీసుకుంటే after the dot we have a non-terminal capital C, then we add the productions of these two, then add the productions of these two. Okay, so after the dot C, so productions add చేసాం. దాని తర్వాత ఏమున్నాయి C కామా డాలర్. సో ఈ నాన్ టెర్మినల్ C తర్వాత we have another non terminal capital C comma dollar. So we have to find the first of this one. We have to find first of this one. So first of C into S, C into dollar, C into dollar. So the first of C into dollar means C into dollar means CSC dollar అని ఓకేనా. సో ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ C డాలర్ తీసుకుంటే ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ C క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేస్తే సరిపోతుందిగా. ఓకే, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇన్ దిస్ గ్రామర్, సో S is production with capital C, capital C. సో ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ క్యాపిటల్ S ఏమైంది, ఈ క్యాపిటల్ C ని ఏదైతే టెర్మినల్ తో రీప్లేస్ చేస్తామో అది ఫస్ట్ అవుతుంది. ఓకేనా. సో అలానే ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ క్యాపిటల్ C ఇంటూ dollar, so that means first of C dollar. So here first of C dollar means first of C. So what is the first of C? So here we are taking C. So first of C is small c is a terminal. So C అవుతుంది or D అవుతుంది. So C or D is the first of capital C. Okay, is there any doubt? So then add C is production with small c, capital C, and look ahead is CRD, comma, here also D, comma, CRD. We are adding. So that is the calculating of look ahead for the given states. Okay, is there any doubt, Amma? Anyone? How to calculate the look ahead?
సార్ థర్డ్ స్టేట్మెంట్ కి ఫోర్త్ స్టేట్మెంట్ కి అక్కడ లుక్ అహెడ్ రాయని అవసరం లేదు సార్.
ఎందుకు అవసరం లేదు కదా, ఎందుకంటే ఇక్కడ సి ఈజ్ ప్రొడక్షన్ విత్ రాయాలి, సిఆర్డి రాయాలి, రాయలేదు. హలో హలో
సార్
అమ్మా చెప్పు. ఈ
అదే
థర్డ్
సార్
ప్రొడక్షన్ కి రాయాలి, సిఆర్డి రాయాలి. నేను ఇక్కడ రాయలేదు ఎందుకంటే నెక్స్ట్ స్లైడ్ లో ఉంది. ఓకేనా. సో ఎలా కనుక్కోవాలో అర్థమైందిగా. ఓకే, సో దిస్ ఈస్ కెనానికల్ ఆఫ్ ఎల్ఆర్ ఆఫ్ వన్ ఐటమ్స్. సో సేమ్ ఇందాక మనం ఫస్ట్ సింబల్ కి డబ్ల్యూ అనుకోండి, ఆ సింబల్ లో ఉన్న డబ్ల్యూ కి మనం ఫస్ట్ ని ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేస్తామని చెప్తారు ఈ స్లైడ్ లో, అంతే. ఓకే, సో చూడండి. Then, so what is step 2? So what is step 1? Augmented grammar is step 1, and step 2 is calculating canonical collection of LR of one items. LR of one items. Then, so LR of 1 means LR of 0 plus look ahead. So here the first one, S dash is production with dot S comma dollar. So how we are getting dollar? So in the first adding symbol in the augmented grammar, so by default the look ahead is dollar. Okay, then so after the dot we have a non-terminal capital S, then we add the production of capital S. So S is production with dot capital C, comma. So here dollar we are getting in this way. So elaga. Okay, so dollar అనేది ఎలా వచ్చింది? So first of epsilon into dollar. So why? Because after the dot capital S, then we add the production of capital S, and we have to find out the first of this one. So first of this one means S into epsilon comma dollar. So epsilon into dollar means we have concatenation. So we are getting dollar. Then first of dollar is dollar. And first of dollar is dollar. So we are adding this one. Okay.
హలో సార్, గోపి సార్
చెప్పమ్మా.
సార్ లింక్ పెట్టారండి సార్ కేవీఆర్ సార్
ఏదిరా
2:45కి ఇప్పుడు క్లాస్ లింక్ పెట్టారు సార్
2:45కి
లింక్ పెట్టారు సార్ కేవీఆర్ సార్
ఏం క్లాసు? తెలియదమ్మా, కనుక్కున్నా.
సరే సార్
పెట్టలేదు సార్.
వచ్చిందిలే. నేను ఒక్క నిమిషం మాట్లాడుతాను ఉండండి.
ఓకే సార్.
హలో అమ్మా, అది సెకండ్ ఇయర్ వాళ్ళకి బై మిస్టేక్ బాయ్స్ దాంట్లో పెట్టారంటలే. ఓకే
ఓకే సార్.
రైట్. సో హియర్ S dash is production with dot S. Okay, S dash is production with dot S. So by default the look ahead is dollar. Then after the dot we have a non-terminal capital S. Then add the production here. So this is an item. So then we have to calculate this look ahead by based on this production. So we are calculating S dash is production with dot S. Then find the first of this one. So after S there is no terminal or no non-terminal. Then we are considering epsilon. So epsilon into dollar. The first of epsilon into dollar is first of dollar. First of the dollar. So that is dollar is a terminal. The first of terminal is equals to terminal. So dollar is terminal. So then add the look ahead here. Then after the dot we have a non-terminal capital C. Then add the productions of capital C. So C is production with dot small c capital C and C is production with dot D. Then how to calculate the look ahead of this one? So we are considering this statement, this production. So S is production with dot C. So C is the non-terminal. Then after C, so we are adding dot C. So C productions add చేసాము. Then after C we have a non-terminal C comma dollar. So C and dollar. So C ఉంది, dollar ఉంది. Then we have to find the first of C into dollar. So కామా అనేది మనం లుక్ అహెడ్ స్పెసిఫై చేయడానికి చెప్తున్నాము. సో C కామా డాలర్ అనేది తీసుకోకూడదు. C and dollar తీసుకుంటాము. C into dollar means C dollar. Then the first of C dollar means first of C. First of C. What is the first of C? So C is the C is the considering grammar. So the first of C is small c and the first of C is small d. So C or D, we are adding a look ahead here. Okay. So is there any doubt with? So then these productions is named as the state I0. Okay. So is there any doubt with this one? We are calculating the look ahead. Anyone? మా డౌట్ ఉండే అడగండి.
No, sir.
Okay. Then next. So same in the same way in SLR parsing we have to calculate the go to function with look ahead. Okay, in this CLR parsing. So look ahead ఎలా కనుక్కుంటున్నారో తెలిసింది కదా. So next we are applying the go to function. So we want to apply the go to function. So what operation, what function we are performing? So the dot is moving one position to the right. Okay. So we are applying. After the dot we have one terminal S, and after that we have C, and after the dot we have terminal C, and after that we have terminal D. So then we are applying all these non-terminals and terminals. So then we are applying go to of I naught comma capital S. So after that we have non-terminal capital S only one production. So we are applying this as a go to function. So S dash is production with so we are applying go to function. This dot is moving one position to the right. Okay, so then the production becomes S dash is production with S dot comma dollar. So ఇక్కడ ఉన్న look ahead ని as is రాసుకుంటాము. There is no change in that particular look ahead. Okay, so here after the dot there is no terminal or non-terminal. Then this production can give the name with state I1. So I0 is completed. Then we are naming the I1 as the new state. Okay. So next one. So we are applying dot SI next. After the dot we have a non-terminal C. Then apply the go to of capital C. So go to of I0 comma capital C. So we are applying go to function. This dot is moving one position to the right. Then S is production C dot capital C comma dollar. So this dollar is look at is as is we are writing. Then after the dot we have a non-terminal capital C. After the dot we have a non-terminal capital C. So then add the productions of capital C. So what are the productions of capital C here? సో ఈ లుక్ అహెడ్ చూసుకోకూడదు. సో ప్రొడక్షన్స్ ఇవి. సో సి is production with dot C capital C. So that is adding, and C is production with dot D. Then how to find look ahead for these two productions? Then we are considering this one as the production. So then S is production with capital C dot capital C. After the dot we have a non-terminal C. Then add the productions here, and after C, this C there is no terminal or non-terminal. So we are considering epsilon. So we are considering epsilon. So first of epsilon into dollar. First of epsilon into dollar. So we are concatenating epsilon into dollar. That becomes dollar. So first of dollar. So dollar is a terminal. First of any terminal is equals to the terminal. Okay. So this is the dollar. Then we are placing look ahead dollar to the both these statements. Is there any doubt? Is there any doubt, Amma? సో దిస్ డాలర్ సిఆర్డి ఎందుకు రాయలేదు, డాలర్ ఎందుకు రాస్తారంటే ఈ స్టేట్మెంట్ తీసుకొని మనం లుక్ హెడ్ ఈ స్టేట్మెంట్ నుంచి ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేయాలి. సో ఎప్సిలాన్ ఇంటూ డాలర్ బికమ్స్ ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ డాలర్, దట్ డాలర్ ఈజ్ హియర్. సో వీఆర్ ప్లేసింగ్ డాలర్ ఇంటూ ద లుక్ హెడ్. ఓకే, గాట్ ఇట్. దెన్ after the dot we have a non-terminal C. So this production is over. Then after the dot we have a terminal capital small c. Then we have to calculate the go to of small c. Then go to of I naught comma small c, I naught comma small c. Then we are applying go to function. This dot is moving one position to the right. Then so C is production with C small c dot capital C comma. So here CRD we are writing as it is. So CRD ni as is rastamu. Then after the dot we have a terminal or non-terminal. So after the dot we have a non-terminal capital C. Then we have to add the productions of non-terminal capital C. So those productions are C is production with dot small c capital C comma, and C is production with dot D. So how to find the look ahead of these two? So we are considering this statement. So C is production with small c dot capital C or CRD. Okay, so after the dot we have a non-terminal capital C. Then add the productions here. Then after this capital C there is no terminal or non-terminal. So then we have to find the epsilon into CRD. Epsilon into CRD. So first of CRD, that becomes first of C is C and first of D is small d. So this is the look ahead of these two statements. So CRD and CRD. Okay. So is there any doubt, Amma? Anyone? Boys or girls? Is there any doubt? Anyone can respond? Yes
No,
or no?
sir.
No. Okay. Right. Then, so we are calculating after the dot we have a terminal C. Then after the dot we have another terminal D. Then we are applying the go to function on this terminal. Then go to of I naught comma small d. Then so we are applying go to function. This is moving one position to the right. Dot is moving one position to the right. Then so this total production considering as a state I3, and here C is production with D dot, and this look ahead is right as it is to the this one. So C is production with D dot comma CRD. So I3 is completed. Then we are naming the new state, that is I4. Then we are applying the go to function on I naught. Go to function on I naught. So next considering I1. So I1 is considering as a final item. Why? Because the dot is placed at the end of the production. So that is the final production or final item. So no need to apply the go to function on I1. Coming to I2 again. So after the dot we have a non-terminal, and after that we have terminal, and after that we have terminal. So then we are applying go to on I2. Okay. So go to on I2. So we are applying go to on I2 comma capital C. So go to I2 comma capital C. So we are applying this one. S is production with so this dot is moving one position to the right. We are applying go to function. So S is production with CC dot CC dot and dollar. Look ahead, we are writing same as this. Okay. So after the dot, is there any terminal or non-terminal? There is no terminal or no non-terminal. Then this one is naming as a new state, that is I4 is completed. Then we are writing I5 is the state. Okay. Then I1, I2 capital C is completed. Then I2 small c. So we are applying go to of I2 comma small c. Go to of I2 comma small c. So the production becomes we are applying go to on this one. So this dot is moving one position to the right. Then the production becomes C is production with small c dot capital C. So dollar. So that is we are writing. So after the dot we have a non-terminal capital C. After the dot we have a non-terminal capital C. Then add the productions of capital C. What are the productions of capital C? So C is production with dot C capital C, and C is production with dot D. So how to find the look ahead? So we are considering this statement. So C is production with small c dot capital C comma dollar. So after the dot we have a non-terminal, then add the production. So after C, is there any terminal or non-terminal? There is no terminal or non-terminal. So we are considering as epsilon into dollar. So we are concatenating epsilon into dollar becomes dollar. So the first half dollar is dollar. So we are placing dollar and dollar to the look ahead in this statement. Okay. Okay. So this is considering as a new state. So that is I6. Why? Because so here C, so C is production with C small c dot C, and C is production with dot C capital C, and C is production with dot D. So is this production is equals to this one? Not equal. Why? Because the look ahead here is CRD, CRD, CRD. But here the look aheads are dollar, dollar, dollar. So there is a difference between the both the productions. So then we have to name the different name for the this production. So I5 state is completed. Then naming the I6. Okay, is there any doubt? No. Okay, then we are applying this one. Then we are applying go to of I2 comma D, I2 comma D. So D. So we are applying go to of this one. So this dot is moving one position to the right. The production becomes the production becomes so C is production with D dot. C is production with D dot and dollar is look ahead. Then we are writing as C. So C is production with D dot and here C is production with D dot. So these two productions are same, but the look ahead is CRD here and this look ahead is dollar. So there is a difference between those two productions. Then we have to name a different state name to the particular production. So I6 is completed, then we have to write I7, then I7. Okay. So after completion of I2 state, all the terminals and non-terminals are applying go to function. So then we are applying go to of I3. Okay. So go to of I3. So we are applying after the dot we have a non-terminal capital C and we have a terminal small c and we have a terminal T. Okay. So then applying go to of I3 comma capital C. Go to of I3 comma capital C. So here we are applying this one. C is production with we are applying go to this dot is moving one position to the right. Then C is production with small c capital C dot and this CD is look ahead we are writing as it is. Okay. So after the dot is there any terminal or non-terminal? There is no terminal, non-terminal. Then so we are naming the different name. So I7 is completed. Then I8. Is there any production with this one? Here we are having yes. So there is no production in this one. So we are naming the new state that is I8. Then we are applying go to of I3 comma small c. Go to of I3 comma small c. So we are applying go to function. So this dot is moving one position to the right. So then the production becomes C is production with small c dot capital C and this look ahead is writing as CRD. Then after the dot we have a non-terminal capital C. Then add the productions of capital D. The productions are C is production with dot small c capital C. C is production with dot D. But so the look ahead is CRD. After the dot we have a C. Then add the productions. After C, is there any terminal or non-terminal? There is no terminal and no non-terminal. Then we have to calculate the epsilon into CRD. So we have to find out the first half epsilon into CRD. Epsilon concatenate చేస్తే CRD వస్తుంది. The first of C is small c and first of D is small d. So we are writing both small c, small d, small c, small d. Okay. So these productions is having in the state I3. So C is production with C dot capital C CRD and C is production with dot C capital C CRD and C is production with dot D comma CRD. So these both productions are same. Then we are naming the same name to the state that is I3. Okay. Then we are applying all the productions of no. So here is one more production that is go to of I3 comma small d. Go to of I3 comma small d. Then the production C is production with D dot and look ahead is CRD. So here C is production with D dot. So this is the production. So the look ahead is same in this one. Then we are naming the same name to the particular state. So I4 is named to the state. Okay. Then after completion of I3, so then we are applying go to on I4. So I4 is the final item. Then no need to apply the go to function. Then I5. I5 is also a final item. Then no need to apply the go to function. I6. So then we are applying I6. Go to of I6. So go to of I6. Go to of I6. Then So go to of I6 means so after the dot we have a non-terminal C, we have a terminal C, and we have terminal D. Then go to of I6 comma capital C. Then C is production with small c, small c dot. So dot is moving one position to the right. Okay. So C is production with small c, capital C dot comma dollar is 1. So this is the look ahead that is placed at as is. Then so is there any production with C is production with C C dot C dot here here C is production with small C dot, but the look ahead is CRD, but here is the dollar. So there is no equal. One minute, amma. Okay. Okay, here. So C is production with small c, capital C dot dollar, and here look at is CRD. So both the productions are different. Then we are naming the different state number. So I8 is completed. Then we are naming the state with I9. So applying I6. So dot capital C is completed. Then we are applying go to of I6 comma small c. So go to of I6 comma small c. Then the productions becomes C is production with small c dot capital C. So we are applying go to dot is moving one position to the right. So after the dot we have a non-terminal capital C. Then add the productions of capital C. So how and the dollar is the look ahead. So we have to find out the first half epsilon into dollar. So first half dollar is dollar. Then we are placing dollar here. Okay. So this is the same state with I6. Then naming the same name to the particular production. So I6. Then go to of this particular production. So C is production with dot D. We are applying go to function on D. So go to of I6 comma small d. So the production becomes so C is production with D dot comma dollar. D dot comma dollar. So already we are having the production with I7. So that is C is production with D dot comma dollar. So we are naming the same name to the particular one. Then in this one we are calculating the go to of I6. Then calculating I7. So already it is a final production, no need to apply the go to, and I8 it is also final item, then no need to apply the go to function. So I3 already we are applying I3 on go to, and I4 already it is a final item, no need to apply, and I9 it is also final item, then no need to apply the go to function. So I6 already completed go to, and I7 so already it is a final item, no need to apply the go to function. So this is the calculating of LR of one items. Is there any doubt with this one? Anyone? So in previous example SLR parser, we have to calculate only go to function. So LR of 0 items we are calculating. In this CLR parsing, we have to calculate the LR of 1 item. So that means LR of 0 plus look ahead we are calculating in this CLR parsing. Okay. So that is the main difference in SLR and CLR. Both construction of parsing table, parsing of input string, both are same in SLR and CLR. The only difference is we have to calculate the LR of 0 items in SLR and LR of 1 items in CLR. Okay. So then construction of CLR parsing table. Is there any doubt, Amma? No doubt. Then, so how to construct the CLR parsing table? So in previous SLR parsing, we have take the state numbers as the rows, and columns we are having action and go to path. So in this go to function, how many states we are getting? Total I9. So that means 10 states we are getting. So I0 to I9 we have 10 states. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Then action means so we are which action we are performing here. So action means we are performing only on terminals. So what are the terminals present in our grammar? So in our grammar we are having small c is the terminal and small d is the terminal, and finally we are having dollar is a another terminal. Why? Because we are adding the dollar is the end of the string. It contains dollar. And what are the terminals presented in our grammar? Only two terminals. So that is S and capital C. So these two are terminals. Then we are writing S comma S and C in this one. So rows consist of state numbers and columns consist of terminals and non-terminals. Okay. So how to construct the parse table? Then so here we are having the go to of I naught comma capital S. So same in the same way we are having the construction. So I naught comma S. So it is the 0th state and it is having the terminal capital S, and we are getting the state I1. So 1 is placed here, and I naught comma capital C. So capital C is another non-terminal, and we are getting I2. Then add the number is 2. Then go to of I naught comma small c. Okay, go to of I naught comma small c. Small c is the terminal. Okay, so in this 0 we are having in 0th state with small c. So I3. Okay, so ఇక్కడ I3 స్టేట్ ని I3 టెర్మినల్స్ మీద మనం ఏమేమి యాక్షన్స్ పర్ఫామ్ చేస్తామంటే షిఫ్ట్ ఆపరేషన్ కానీ రెడ్యూస్ ఆపరేషన్ కానీ పర్ఫామ్ చేస్తాం. So we are performing shift operation on these terminals, and we are performing reduce operation on final item. Okay, so in this one, small c is the terminal. We are performing shift operation. Then 0c we are performing shift operation S3. Okay, S3, and we are performing go to of I naught comma small d. So in 0th row we are performing small d. Then this I4 is becomes S4. Okay, S4. Then next go to of I2 comma capital C. So I2 comma capital C, it becomes I5. So we are writing only state number to the non-terminal. So capital C we are having 5 on second state. Okay, then go to of I2 comma small c. So small c కి ఏం చేస్తారు? టెర్మినల్ కాబట్టి షిఫ్ట్ ఆపరేషన్ రాయాలి. సో I6 అంటే S6. Okay, then go to of I2 comma small d is having 7. So S7. Then go to of I3 comma capital C. Go to of I3 comma capital C. In the third row in capital C we are getting 8. So that is number 8. Then go to of I3 comma small c. So in the third row we are having small c. So it is I3. Then we are writing S3. And go to of I3 comma small d. So we are getting I4. We are writing S4. Then go to of I6. Then sixth row I6 comma capital C. So that is I9. So we are writing only the state number 9 onto the column onto the table 9, and go to of I6 comma small d. We are getting I6. Then S6 we are writing here, and go to of ID comma small d. We are getting I7. Then S7 we is writing here. Okay. So this is writing the shifter operation. How to perform the reduce operation? So reduce operations ఎలా రాస్తారు? Okay. So how many final items in this LR of one item? So ఎన్ని ఫైనల్ ఐటమ్స్ రావాలి మనకి? 1 2 3 4. సో ఫైనల్ ఐటమ్స్ అంటే ఏం లేదు. S dash is production with S dot, and S is production with CC dot, and C is production with C capital C dot, and C is production with D dot. సో ఇలాంటి ఫైనల్ ఐటమ్స్ అంటారు. ఓకే, అవి ఎక్కడెక్కడ ఉన్నాయో చూడండి. In the state I0, is there any final item? There is no final item. In the state I1 we are having one final item, so we are considering I1 as the final item. And in this I2 state, is there any final item? No final item. In this I3 state, is there any final item? No. And I4, it is a final item. So I1, I4, I5 is also a final item, and I6 there is no final item. I7 is final item, and I8 is also a final item. I3 there is no final items in I3. I4 is final item already written. So CRD. So I1, I4, I5, I7, I8, I9, I9. Okay. So that is the final item. So here we are writing a final items. So here these are the final items: I1, I4, I5, I7, I8, I9. So these are the final items. So then how to fill the reduce operation on this table? So here we are considering I1 is the state. So in this production, S dash is production with S. What is the number? 0. Okay. So in this 0th row, S dash is production with. So in this production, 1 minute. Okay, so in this production I naught comma S, we are having I1. Okay, so in this first row we are having the final item. Then we are placing dollar. So dollar is the dollar is the look ahead. Then we are placing in this place of dollar in first row we are placing accept. Why? Because why? Because so in the construction of parsing table in SLR, CLR and LALR, so we are having first row dollar, we are having the accept state. We are having the accept state. Why? Because so we are taking the augmented grammar S dash is production with capital S. Then we are placing in the first row I1 is production with S dash is production with S dot with look ahead dollar, then we are placing that is accepted. Okay, so that is first one. And what is the next final production? I4. So C is production with D dot. So what is the number of C production with D? So this is 3. So we are placing R3. We are placing R3 on. So in which position? In the previous class, in the previous example, SLR parsing table. So we have to calculate the follow of non-terminal. So in this one, in this CLR parsing, we have to use the look ahead. We have to use the look ahead of this one. So look ahead entry. What is look ahead here? So CRD. So we are placing C, terminal C and terminal D. We are placing the action is R3 in C and D. So here in the state I4. So I4 we are having R3. So in the place of small c and small d. Okay. So that is the difference between SLR. So SLR parsing, what is the follow of that particular non-terminal? Then we are placing that reduce actions on the table. So in this one, we are having the look ahead values. So those values we have to put the reduce operations on the table. Okay. So next I4 is completed. So C production D, it is 3. Then we are placing R3 onto the small c, small d. And I5 is the final production. So what is the production number here? So S is production with capital C, capital C. Then number is 1. So we are placing R1 in the position of dollar. R1 is in the position of dollar. We are placing. Then I7, C is production with D dot. So it is 3. So R3 is placed in the 7th row. So R3 is placed dollar. Why? Because so here look ahead is dollar. Then I8, C is production with small c, capital C dot. So C is production with small c, capital C. That is number 2. Then R2 is placed in the 8th row. R2 is placed in the 8th row. So what is the look ahead here? CRD. So then we are placing small c, small d in the 8th row. So that is R2. Then so here C is production with small c, capital C. What is the number of production? 2. Then R2 is placed in the place of dollar. So we are placing R2 is in the 9th row. Okay, is there any doubt, Amma? We are placing the reduce operations on the table. Anyone? Boys or girls? Is there any doubt? Anyone can respond. Hello? Okay, so this is the construction of a CLR parsing table. So in this one, we have to pass the string that is small d, small d. Okay, so ఈ పాస్ స్ట్రింగ్ ని ఎలా పాస్ అవుతుందో చూడాలి. సో ఇన్ కేస్ ఆఫ్ ఎస్ఎల్ఆర్ పార్సింగ్ అండ్ ఇన్ సిఎల్ఆర్ పార్సింగ్ ద పార్సింగ్ స్ట్రింగ్ ఈజ్ సేమ్ యాజ్ ఇన్ ద ఎస్ఎల్ఆర్. సో ఎస్ఎల్ఆర్ లో ఎలా పాస్ చేస్తారో అలానే రాస్తాం. సో ఇన్ ద ఇనిషియల్లీ వీఆర్ హ్యావింగ్ 3 columns stack input string action. So in the stack, bottom of the stack always present in dollar, and so the first state number. So ఎక్కడైనా మనకి 0 is the first state, then push that state number into the stack. Then we are considering 0 string, input string is dd and end with dollar. So 0d. So we are considering 0 and d. We are having the shift operation. Then shift 4. So we are performing shift operation. Then push small d and the number of shift operation onto the stack. So we are pushing d and 4 onto the stack. Then so 4d. So we are considering 4d. So we are performing the reduce operation. So we are performing reduce 3. So what is the number 3? C is production with small d. So this is after in the right hand side we have only one symbol. Then we have to pop topmost 2 elements. So then pop d and 4 we are popping. Then the stack becomes S0. Then so C. In the left hand side we have a non-terminal capital C. Then add that one. So here 0C. So 0 capital C, we have a number is 2. Then we are adding 2. Okay. Then 2D. 2D. So in the state 2 and small d we are performing shift operation 7. Shift to 7. Then we are performing shift means we are pushing small d and the number of shift operation is onto the stack. Then the stack becomes $0C2D7. So this C is pushed and this 7 is pushed. Then $7. So what is the $7? We are performing reduce 3. So reduce 3 means C is production with capital D. So in the right hand side we have only one symbol. Then we have to pop topmost 2 elements. So D and 7 we are popping. Then the stack becomes $0C2. Then left hand side we have a non-terminal capital C. So here we are having 2. So in the second row, what is capital C? 5. Then we are adding C5 onto the stack. So $5. We are considering $5. We are performing the reduce operation. Reduce 1. So what is the one production? S is production with capital C, capital C. So in the right hand side we have 2 symbols. Then we have to pop topmost 4 elements. So these are 2 and these are 2. Then the final $0. So in the $0 we are have left hand side we have capital S. So 0th row capital S and 1. So the S1. Finally $1. So what is the action? $1 that is accepted. So the given string is accepted by the construction of CLR parsing table. Okay, is there any doubt, Amma, this one? Anyone? The main difference in the SLR and CLR parsing is we have to calculate the canonical collection of LR of 0 items in SLR, and in this one we are calculate the canonical LR of 1 item. So LR of 1 means LR of 0 plus look ahead. So how to calculate the look ahead means we are calculating the first half for that particular one. Okay, so that is the look ahead. Then we have to construct the parsing table, and the parsing of input string is same in the SLR. Okay, So that is the only difference in this one. So we are constructing parsing table in SLR, and SLR we are using the follow of non-terminals. Here we are using look ahead, that particular final production. So that is the main difference between the SLR and CLR. Is there any doubt, Amma? Anyone?